recording.
I heard that. Okay. So let me just walk you through this. One thing you're gonna need to do, obviously, is unclamp. There's 4 clamps, but here's the utilities. This is the input for water. This is the output for the sink, and there's 2 hoses inside. I'll show you those in a minute. There's one with a blue stripe, and one without a blue stripe. The blue stripe is your input. The one without the stripe is the output, the waste, and you can't mix them up because there's a larger threaded deal to go on the waste.
Okay.
Yep. And if you're going to use a sink, please do put that on. That way it doesn't trap the water inside there and be really smelly. You very likely won't need this, but this is the control panel for things. If you're going to be off grid, then you would need to use it, but you're not going to be off grid, so you're not using a generator.
No.
Like that? Okay.
No.
Then as long as this green switch is on, then you are good to go.
Okay.
So you're gonna cook?
Yes.
Cooktop? Okay. So over here is propane. You're gonna want to turn this on just like your grill at home.
Right.
This one's full.
Okay.
This one is probably about halfway. If you run out of that, just
Swap them over.
swap it over and tell me so I can go get a new fill up. Once you do that, right on here, and you're gonna want to see this on the video, turn this deal to on. And so where the red line is what you want to be pointing it at.
Okay.
And turn that to on.
All right.
And until you do that, the cooktop won't work.
Okay.
So if it's off, no cooktop, on, your cooktop will work.
Okay.
So make sure you do that. Make sure you shut it off when you're packing up camp too. I mean, you're gonna manually turn off the tank,
right?
It's a good habit. And that's just a little spring-loaded close there. You don't need this. This is the water for if you're gonna be off grid and putting a water full, tank full of water. You don't need it. I have not ever used the exterior shower, nor I think anybody else has. But feel free to try it if you want to.
Okay.
I don't even know how it works. This is important. This is your electrical. It's a normal 30 amp.
Just comes right out.
All right. Pulls out. It's not retractable. There's no springs or anything.
Okay.
It's just a cord that's in there. Plug it in. This is really important. When you put it back in and close this, you gotta hear that. It's caught up on something. You gotta hear it snap. Like that.
Okay.
If you don't,
it's gonna fly out.
It'll fly out and bang on the highway and break the plug. That has happened.
Okay.
We've learned all of these things the hard way. Here's your spare tire. So when you go to pop it up, undo all of those, and then you crank this. And you want to hear that click, 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 because that's ratcheting. If you don't hear that, then crank it all the way up and don't let go, because if you let go, it'll spin and go all the way back down again.
Okay.
It should be fine, but that was a piece that broke last summer.
Okay.
And we've got it fixed. But if you don't hear that, remember that. If you don't hear that ratcheting, that's a problem.
Okay.
But it also fixes itself. If you get it all the way to the top, then it grabs.
Then it'll catch.
And it's fine.
Okay.
And so we dealt with it that way for a little while until the part came in and we fixed it.
Okay.
So this is going to be your workout for the weekend. Doing this. Go till it stops.
Okay.
You know, get your heart rate up.
Yeah, that is a workout.
So there's these little hand straps.
Right.
And that's how you pull the beds out.
That's easy enough.
No problem. So you're gonna want to look down under here. You've got these guys.
Right.
And you put them on those little bolts.
Okay.
And then you also push up right here. And I usually just stick my head on it, or my shoulder, or whatever.
Is that lock?
Yeah. there's this little blade thing, and you got to make sure that it gets under there. Yeah, so put it on there, push up, yep, until that blade catches it. Sometimes it can be finicky. I don't know why, but yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Same thing in the front.
All right.
I'll show you that anyways because it's slightly different. But also look at this. These.
Okay.
You want to put these little hooks on all over. That keeps the tent tight. So if it rains or it's windy, you're not getting the gusts of wind inside the tent or getting water inside the tent.
All right.
So make sure you do those. You can undo them right now because we're. So let's leave these for right now. I'm gonna open these and then give the keys to you so I don't have you drive away with the keys in my pocket. There you go. Same thing here. Pull it till it stops.
Okay.
Underneath is very similar. The only difference is the bolt is right here.
Okay.
So you put the end of the pipe
Right.
on that.
All right.
Otherwise it's the same.
All right.
And you got the same little hooks for the bungees so you can get the tent tight.
Perfect.
So inside, a few things. This is your kitchen right here.
Okay.
You just lift this up and let it down.
Nice.
I think the lid came off of the heater. Look right over here, there's a switch.
Yep.
That controls the water pump.
Okay.
Make sure it's switched to on.
Okay. We have to be plugged into electricity for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. And so here's a cooktop, here's a sink, little drawer in here. If you blow a fuse, which does happen, sometimes the electricity at some campsites can be a little irregular.
Right.
There are fuses in here.
Okay.
And so I'll show you where the fuse box is. But if you need that, you've got access to that. The fridge will take 3, maybe 4 hours to cool down.
Okay.
Once you plug in the power.
Okay. Does the fridge work off propane on this one?
Works off electricity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So plug in and then wait. We've had people say, hey, the fridge isn't cold. And it's
right.
Like, well, you just got there, so.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Just hold your horses and you'll be fine. If you do plug in, here's the air conditioner.
Okay.
And there's a fan and there's an AC, so just turn to whatever you want. That was just repaired, so it should be just fine to go. A couple other things. Both of these work the same. You take these poles, you stick this on here.
Right.
Push up the tent. Oops. And there you go. You got yourself a tent.
All right.
Same thing over there.
Okay.
These are, let's go up there, and then you can see right here, oops.
That just flips over and locks in place.
Yeah, so I didn't strap this, but might as well fix it right now. But yeah, you got to just unstrap it, and you got yourself a table.
Okay.
A lot of folks use this as a bed.
Right.
When they got a lot of kids, you just lay all that down like it was when we came in here, and you got a bed.
Okay.
So while I'm here, that's a thermostat. You're not going to need that, especially this time of year. You're not going to use the heater.
Okay.
But here's breakers, and there's the fuses.
All right.
So if something doesn't work, then it's likely the fuse blew or a breaker popped.
Okay.
And so the first thing check would be the breakers, see if one has tripped, put it back on, and then if that still doesn't fix the problem, then check the fuses, see if one has busted.
Okay.
And if it has, replace it. So also, if the air conditioning doesn't work, a lot of times it's because that's not plugged in. Because you can see this goes
right up there to it
and plugs that in.
Right.
So just a few little tricks. We've learned 100% of these.
Okay, now
stuff like this happening.
It may get cold.
Mm-hmm.
If we do use the heater, that's just the
I would recommend you don't use that, and you
Okay.
do use, we have an electric space heater. It's in one of these little storage units. I'll show you that.
Okay.
The reason I say that